ladies and gentlemen, our able UN representative, I want to say welcome. We're pleased to have you in our midst. And welcome to you, Mr. MZC from Liberia, and Mr. Kalaro Conte from Sierra Leone. And we also have in our midst speakers from different organizations that are present here tonight. And we will be talking on issues that are affecting or the lives of vulnerable people and how we can transform their lives, in fact, because it's a transformative humanitarian summit. So we're all here to hear the views, the cries, the needs of people with disabilities and some handicap, all right? We as a nation, Sierra Leone, Liberia, we're looking towards finding solutions on how we can make society accept, receive, and include people with disability in our various countries. We are definitely going to start with our first speaker. Mind you, our representative from UN is here. We all know United Nations. They are here to listen to what we have to say, what we have to share, and what are our needs as a nation, okay? So I would advise every speaker to really go straight to the point, and so we can see how best we can attract funds from United Nations. So the first speaker for tonight is Satu 16. She will be addressing or talking on mental health issues. Over to you. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aissatou Kamara, popularly known as Satu 16, a representative for Team Nourish Life, and I'm here to talk about mental health issues. And I'm appealing to Watamumo, the UN government. So I start. Mental health issues deal with two things: either a crazy person or a bipolar. How to transform their lives and things that we'll be able to do to change their lives. Number one, like Sierra Leone and Liberia, we need professional health doctors and to help them how to treat these people out there that have gone crazy. Mental homes in Sierra Leone and Liberia, of course, we need that. One is very important for Sierra Leone and Liberia. We don't have enough mental homes, especially in Sierra Leone. We only have one mental home, and I'm appealing to the UN government for more mental homes, facilities for these people so that they will be looked after. And take a look at the humanitarian aspects. We need to treat them with love, care, and concern in our society. So I'm begging for those people to be treated with enough respect, enough love and care. And supply of medicines. I'm appealing to the UN government for enough supply of medicines in Sierra Leone and Liberia for these people. So if the more we give them more medication, they'll come back to normal. But without medication, you will see these people roaming about in the streets, like their situation will become worse. At least if we have enough medicines for them, enough professional doctors, these people will be well taken care of. So this is my own case, Madam Watamumo, I'm appealing for.
The next speaker, that is User Flash, and he will be talking about anti-drug addiction. Over to you, User Flash.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I go by the name Mr. Emmanuel J.L. Bangura, popularly known as Caesar Flash, and I'm here to talk against drug. That's what anti-drug means. When you say anti-drug, it means against drug, and I'm the representative for the Safe House Galaxy, Bow City, and I'm talking against drug. So, for the start, we say drug addiction is really killing our youth in Sierra Leone, both Sierra Leone and Liberia. And most of these common drugs, the youth take on the streets. Example of them are kush, crack, cocaine, tramadol, etc. But the most common drug affecting and killing our youths in our country is kush. Yes. And it's really killing our youths, both Sierra Leone and Liberia. Some are mentally disturbed right now. Some need medical emergency because the after effect of the drug give them some sickness that they cannot understand. And some boys on the street right now even have sore that are hard to heal. So as a humanitarian, I'm here to plead to Mrs. Watamomo, the representative from the United Nations, to help my country, Sierra Leone, and to help Liberia so we can fight this drug addiction. So I have 4 key points that I highlighted that will really help to stop the kush. At least we eradicate the drug in these both countries. And these key points I highlighted are: number 1, creating a research team. The research team will go out. The government needs to select people who will go out in these communities and find out the affected communities, the communities who are affected of this problem. So the research team will highlight them and bring it back to the government. And the second point, after the research team work, the government needs to select people for the outreach and the for the outreach and the sensitization, because it's very important. Some of these boys out there and some of these parents out there, they don't really understand what is going on. So they need people to talk to them, people to sensitize them, to tell them that what you're doing is bad. And the people I recommend for this is the SG organization, the Safe House Galaxy, because they were in the drug before. They were addicts, but they left the drug and now they are doing great in both cities, sensitizing people in the marketplace, in the ghettos, talking about the drug. So we need people to go out there to sensitize these boys and girls who are affected, because some of them, it was not their choice. They just tried it and they were now addicted to it. They can't leave it anymore. They even want to leave it. But if we have people that already we are into it, they know the advantage and disadvantage of this drug, it will really help. Because this Safe House Galaxy group I'm telling you about, normally when they do their sensitization, they go out, create dramas on how the kush affects the individuals who are still taking it. And when you see the dramas, you will know that, oh, what I'm doing is bad. And even if a parent is passing by, and if the parents focus on the drama, he or she will say, oh, this is bad for my child. And they also tell the parents out there not to send their kids on the street, no matter how hard it is for them to leave the drug, but they need to believe in them, put them in the rehabilitation home for at least 2-3 months, and pray to God for them for changes. So that's the second point. And the third point, I'm pleading to the government of Sierra Leone and the government of Liberia to create a rehabilitation home, because there is no rehabilitation home in Sierra Leone. We only have one that are known in Grafton. But the government needs to create more rehabilitation homes around the country, around Sierra Leone, in all the districts, because that will help. Because the affected youths right now that are affected with this drug are not just in Freetown or Bo or Kenema, they are right across Sierra Leone. And if this rehabilitation home is constructed, at least the government will find a security team that would take these boys and girls off the street, bring them to the rehabilitation home, and detox them from this drug, teach them, counsel them, sensitize them, and even pray for them, because that's what they normally do in these rehabilitation homes. Give them food to eat, sensitize them, counsel them, pray for them, so they can be better people in the future. Because we are saying right now, the youths down there on the streets, they are the future leaders. And if they are destroyed, who can lead the future in the next generation? Because we will not want leaders that will be leading to be nodding and sleeping, not focused, because this push make them not to focus. It's destroy the focus, destroy the respect, and destroy the mental health of this youths. So I'm pleading to the governments of Liberia and the government of Sierra Leone, because this problem is not just in Sierra Leone, it's also in Liberia. So that's why I'm pleading to you guys, so you can at least find a way to structure a rehabilitation home right across the country where you guys are heading, or you take the message to the president so they can construct rehabilitation homes right across the countries, because that will help. And these sensitization groups now will be telling the people out there, take your child to the rehabilitation home. Don't give up on your child. And they will also be telling the youth on the street that don't give up on yourself. You have a brighter future. Go to the rehabilitation home. And the government also needs to structure a security team that will take these addicted boys and girls off the streets by force, puts them in the rehabilitation home, detox them from this drug addiction so they can be a better people for the future. And they also, the governments of Sierra Leone and the governments of Liberia also need to at least talk to the parent, because some parents are now fed up with their children. I can't lie, this is Africa. This is the place where we live. When you are not serious, they see that you are not giving any profit, they will be fed up and discouraged and push you to the street. Now, my advice to you guys is to have the journalists, all the journalists in your country, put them together, tell them that they need to be talking in the radio that you guys, if you're parents that your child, your boy or your girl is addicted to this drug, please take him to this rehabilitation home at so place so he can be relieved again. Don't give up on your child and send your child on the street, because there are plenty of risks if they send their children on the street, because they can be mentally disturbed, they can have medical problems, medical emergencies, because the street is cold. And when they send them to the street, they don't have no place to sleep. They will always be on the streets in the raining season, in the dry season. So, and it will affect them physically, mentally, and even spiritually. So I'm pleading to you guys to take the message home and talk to the president so he can build a rehabilitation home and send a message to this radio and TV stations as a jingle for the parents not to push their children to the streets, to take them to these rehabilitation homes so they can have a better life again, because the youths are the future leaders, and without the youths, there is no next generation. We are leading now the country, but the next generation will be these youths on the streets, these youths who are mentally disturbed. And some of them are talented, some of them have skills, some of them have different gifts God gave them, but now they cannot even think straight because they are mentally disturbed. But with the help of this rehabilitation home, the medical people will detox them. There will be pastors and imam who counsel them, pray for them, so they can be better people in the society. And the last point, I would say, empower them with skills and jobs. The government needs to empower these affected youth with skills that would benefit their lives in the future, because we all know that the saying goes like this: an idle mind is a devil's workshop. If they're in this rehabilitation home and the government don't empower them with skills, when they come back, they will still take the drug. But if you empower them with the skills like hairdressing, catering, empower them with garage dyeing skills. If some people like music, build a studio. Some people, you teach them how to do different things. Empower them with skills that are beneficial. And when they are in there, when the time overdue, like for example, if they're in the rehabilitation home, you observe them for like 6 months, they will be in this rehabilitation home and empowering themselves with skills that will help them when they get out, so they can use those skills and get money and make money for themselves. And that's the best thing. So I'm pleading to the Sierra Leone representative and the Liberia representative, don't just create these rehabilitation homes and leave them in there. You need to have at least people who have skills, who can come in, teach them, empower them with these skills that will be beneficial for them in the future. And for example, if you guys are setting at least 6 months for the rehabilitation due process, you people should create a job employment for them when they leave the rehabilitation homes, so they will not go back home stressed out, thinking about how to find money to start up what they've already learned in there. So you need to at least create this space. If you're empowering them with hairdressing, catering, you need to at least have a restaurant. The government should create that at least, so these people can come in, cook, and have some basic things for themselves, like hairdressing, a salon, so they can still continue their work and they will be happy with joy, because it's really hard to keep someone in one place for 6 months and coming out without no benefit. It's really hard, more especially when the government is taking them in by force. At least you need to put a price for them that when you are done with these 6 months, you have this job, this social place, so the people will be happy and they will really accept the process, the due process. To accept the due process, and they will think that they will now know that it's not a punishment for them, but it's for their own future. It's for their own betterment. So that's all I have to say right now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that great input. We're moving on to ills of illegal migration, and we have a diplomat from the organization. She's going to introduce herself. She's no other person but Lady Nata. Welcome.
So, good day, CEO, viewers all over the world, my fellow contenders, organizer, my keynote speaker, Mr. Representative from Sierra Leone, Mr. Representative from Liberia, and Madam Representative from the United Nations. I greet you all in the name of patriotism. My names are Amnata Chijan Mansare, and I am the CEO of Team Tempo One. Today, I am here to talk about the ills of illegal migration. But before I proceed to that, I would like to define what illegal migration is. Illegal migration can be defined as the people from Africa traveling illegally to Europe through road, sea, just to go and find greener pasture. And the ills of illegal migration are as follows. 1, we have sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is one of the negative effects that is affecting our young girls today during this illegal migration journey. Most of our girls, including I, has been sexually brutalized that lead us to unwanted pregnancy. and left us with nothing but pains, trauma, depression, and a big source in our hearts that is hard to heal. Secondly, we have untimely deaths. Untimely death is one of the key effects that is affecting our young potential youths today in Africa. Most of them took this journey illegally just to travel to Europe, and some of them died during the process, especially through the desert and the Mediterranean Sea, while some of them have been deported in their various countries. Furthermore, they are traumatized, depressed, and in pains from the negative effect that has affected them during this illegal migration journey. So, I am calling on the United Nations, all stakeholders that concern, to come together and help find a solution for our young potential youths in Africa, especially Sierra Leone and Liberia, who are victims of this illegal migration that has led them to prostitution and drugs addiction. If I may ask a question, how can we help the returnees of victims that are seriously affected in Africa, especially Sierra Leone and Liberia, during this illegal migration journey? However, I am pleading to the United Nations, all stakeholders that concern, to help build a rehabilitation centers in Sierra Leone and Liberia, and employ qualified doctors to help our brothers and sisters who have been affected by drugs addiction, prostitution, sexual abuse, depression, traumatization, so they can gain their self again. Moreover, I am pleading again to the United Nations and all stakeholders that concern in this summit to help have a general meeting with the victims or returnees for both Liberia and Sierra Leone, and ask them individually what they would love to engage on to sustain themselves and be a potential youth again in our societies. Finally, there are many things I really want to talk about in illegal migration, but because of time, I would love to stop here. Thank you. May God bless us all. Yeah. So.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mansouri. We're moving forward with commerce as alternative to mental derailment, and we're having diplomat from, she's going to introduce herself. She's not a person, but upliner. Over to you, Salma.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon. How you find? I'm Salma Tusise, Team Upliners, a representative from Team Upliners. Mr. Organizer, Miss what? No speaker, Miss, a representative from UK, UN, Miss Watamomo, and Mr. Liberia, then KDK from Sierra Leone. To my fellow stars, hope you guys are doing well. I'm here to talk about commons as Miss Watamomo. I want you to see my point because they are affecting the mental, the people, both Sierra Leone and Liberia. Business can help this mental, the people. I want you to help them. Mental, it doesn't mean unless you go out to the street picking people. No. We have them within our society. Deaf, dumb, disabled, these people are part of the mental development of our country, both Sierra Leone and Liberia.
Number one key point. I suggest for you to help open business center for them. And when you take a look, Sierra Leone and Liberia, when you work, maybe you only have one center for business, and that affects the two countries. We're supposed to have more than 4 or 5 business centers, both Sierra Leone and Liberia. Then I suggest for you to help them, giving them loan. Give them loan for them to start up a business. Because for them just to sit at home thinking about them, their problems will affect them. But if you helping them, give them a loan, they will start up a business. They will not affect them. Let me say, the situation, the condition will not affect. But if them attached of doing business, they will feel realize they will not be stressed too much. Then opening a business center. Opening a training workshop. Sitting home without doing anything affecting them. But if they wake up in the morning, they'll be thinking that, I have a class to attend. When you open this business training workshop, lots of them, they will go, they will learn garage tidying, hairdressing, carpenter, they will not be affected. Then, thirdly, acquiring commercial skills. Help them, for them to attach themselves. It doesn't mean when you are deaf or dumb or disabled, you cannot do anything. You can do it. Or even blind. When you're blind, you can do something. So I want you to look on this, my point, Thanks to my darling CEO, to Mr. Organizing the key note speaker, then Ms. Watamomo from UN, then the man from Liberia, and Mr. MZ, then Mr. KDK from Sierra Leone. I want you to look on this, my point, for the mental development. So